And people are like, they keep attacking. They're going to win. No, we've got to decide to fight and never quit. Again, growing up, I was unfortunate enough to be in a lot of serious fist fights that kind of escalated by the time I was about 17 in really brutal fights. And one thing I learned is if you stop and wait once you're in a fight and kind of really think about what you're doing, you're going to get stomped on the ground. Like, people will punch you and then wait to see what it did. I mean, by the time you've connected with me, I'm going to connect 3 times. I'm not thinking. I'm going to full power attack you. And that's what the globalists do. Except they start the fight and then they start pounding. We have to start pounding back and not think about winning. So it's like a race. I used to be a really good swimmer. I used to win blue ribbons every time, you know, like Dallas level meets. I mean, I was a good swimmer. I quit when I was 13, but I was really good. You know, could have gotten scholarships and stuff. And a lot of people would be in a long race, a relay or something, or a long distance race, you know, however many meters, and they would like look to see who was behind them. You don't look to see who's behind them. I remember so many times I'd watch a film of it, and I'd be right behind them, and the person would look, and I'd beat them. And it's the same thing. Stop worrying about who's going to win. They're in the wrong. We're going to fight them. We're going to tell the truth. Let the chips fall where they may. We're done. Same thing. You know, you'll see these Olympic runners, and one of them's winning, one of them's winning, and they look back, and as soon as they do that, they lose momentum. It's like, why do you do that? Why do you look back? Don't look back. I mean, there's so much I meant to get to here. I've got this article where a sheriff in his uniform gave a speech, and so they're flipping out saying he should be removed. He's elected. He can wear a cosmonaut outfit if he wants to up on the stage. Look at this, always in Florida. Florida sheriff under fire for preaching in a uniform. Grady Judd asked if the world would be better if we all behave like Christians. Polk County Sheriff Grady Judd. See, now they're saying you don't have any free speech. He can do whatever he wants. But they twist it where it's offensive. Is under fire after a group says he broke the law by giving a sermon in uniform. He didn't break any law. He's elected. Now, if he was a city police chief, the council could reprimand him if they want to be a bunch of communists and violate his free speech. But Judd spoke from a pulpit at First Baptist Church in the Mall in Lakeline 2 months ago. Freedom from Religion Foundation sent Judge a letter accusing him of excluding other religions and making non-believers feel like outsiders in some country. And see how they ran the fraud, the hoax? You know, in their statement that it was illegal, but then there's no law. It's all just, it's illegal not to take vaccines. No law. It's illegal if in uniform you have an opinion. I mean, it's all lies. Lies. All right, I'm out of time. There's a bunch I didn't get to. It's up on Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com like this whopper. You know what? I'm going to do 5 minutes overdrive. You know I can't help it. Some stations don't carry it. Infowars.com/show. And don't forget the new product, Liver Shield's out. Infowars Live.
Visit GCNlive.com today.
Privacy expert. Time-traveling robots could punish future crimes. That's what they're actually talking about. You're committing signs of the future that you don't know are sins yet. You're committing sins of the future. Privacy expert Brad Tippleman warns that artificial intelligent robots could one day come through digital data left by internet users and retroactively punish them for future crimes that are not yet detected or considered to be a crime at that time. Yeah, because it's left on the web, so it's like you wrote a book that's illegal now. Let's go ahead and play a clip of him breaking it down.
The truth is that today AI is still in its early stages. It's still primitive. We cannot build an engine that could recognize any random face in the world, take a picture of someone and tell you who that is.
That you know of.
You've all used Siri. You know that natural language and speech recognition still have a long way to go. Facial expression recognition. They're all there, but they're in very early stages.
They're using us to learn.
Those early stages, they're not going to last forever. It's true that we have to worry about the threat of time-traveling robots from the future. I'm talking about the fact that even though AIs today might ask what is Toronto to a Jeopardy category about United States cities, that's not always going to be the case. And in the future, they will get good at answering these questions. They will get good at that face recognition. They will get good at that speech recognition and understanding everything, all this data that's going through at a much deeper level. And eventually they'll approach the ability, and even in some cases, as you'll learn, later on this morning from Jeremy Howard surpass human abilities at recognizing things. And that means something important because today, while the AI is not that good, we are getting very good at recording everything because storage has gotten cheap. And so we are recording all that stuff that goes through Facebook, all the stuff that goes through networks, all the movements of your cell phones that I told you about, all the video from those surveillance cameras that you pass by today, and ATM machines and stores and so on, and here on a military basis. That's all being recorded, and in the future they'll be able to analyze that data. And they'll be able to ask, are you now or have you ever been a member of some strange organization like Singularity University alumni or anything else? They'll be able to look into the past. They won't, like the Terminator, be able to come back to the past to kill you, but they will be able to look into your past and see what you were doing at any time in the past at a much better ability than they have today. So you actually have to worry today about what AIs in the future are going to be able to do. And one reason is that you are committing sins of the future that you don't know are sins yet, right? This is Thomas Jefferson, revered in the United States, of course, for his contribution to the founding of this country, but also reviled as a slave owner, as all the Virginia landowners of his day were. And that's something, of course, that today we quite correctly have a different view on. But nonetheless, there are mores change from time to time, and so people will look into your past and know what's going on. So if you thought it was bad enough to worry about what they think of you now, I'm telling you, you have to worry about what they're going to think of you in the future, because they're going to know everything you're doing now.
Very well said. And look, it's already happening. This is predicting the future. And if you can predict the future, you can then add stimuli to manipulate the future. And that's how Amazon for 2 years can pack your package before you order it, hours before, knowing with an algorithm with 99.9% accuracy, in their words, when you're going to purchase the product. Not just off your shopping history there, but your shopping history all over the place. And that's what I mean. We've got to decide to get a handle on this now and control this so that it doesn't destroy us. Because elites are already using these technologies to game things, to destroy free markets. You talk about disruptive technologies. The globalism is what's disruptive. It's globalist claiming they're trying to create unity and freedom and transparency. They're creating a giant new dark age for the general public, but not for themselves. The problem is they're so distorted and dark, they're channeling such evil, wicked energy that you give them this omnipresent type power, it is going to be explosive. Again, I mentioned it for 10 seconds last hour, 10 seconds of plugging last hour. We have the new Liver Shield, highest quality organic liver detox. You can take it daily, or you can do the cleanse. The video is now up on InfoWarsLife.com. You can also read reviews there on the other products. There's not reviews in on this yet. InfoWarsLife.com. And we've got a special on it and Oxy Powder. It goes together. Dramatic what it does to the gallbladder. Go see the videos of the gallstones, the rest of it. It's just amazing. I didn't know about this. I think it'll blow you away. InfoWarsLife.com.